Hey guys, it's the Faceless Beanie, and this will be a really quick guide on farming Necramech parts and Necraloid Syndicate standing. Let's get right into it. As usual, if you've not completed the second dream quest, spoilers ahead. First up, to access the Necraloid Syndicate, simply look for this door in the Necralisk near Mother and switch to your operator. In here, you'll find Lloyd. He sells Necramech part blueprints as well as the part blueprints for the Necramech flamethrower weapon, the Cortege. To get these, you'll need a Necraloid Syndicate standing. To get Necraloid Syndicate standing, you'll need Orokin matrices. Orientation matrices grant 1000 standing, ballistics matrices grant 2500 standing each, and Orokin animus matrices grant 5000 standing each. To get these matrices, you'll need to access the isolation vaults. There's 3 different tiers of isolation vaults. Orientation matrices are a tier 1 reward, ballistics matrices are a tier 2 reward, and animus are tier 3 rewards. Tier 3 rewards also consist of Necramech weapon parts, which are required to build the Cortege, but are not required to build your own Necramech. Before you venture on an isolation vault bounty, it is important to remember that if you want to get to tier 3, you'll need to do all 3 tiers in one worm cycle. For instance, if it's fast, you need to complete the first 2 tiers and access the 3rd tier before it's Vorm. Failing to do this will reset your isolation vault progression and you'll have to start from tier 1 again. Within these isolation vaults, you'll find enemy necromax. Tier 1 necromax guarantee an orientation matrix, while tier 2 and 3 necromax guarantee ballistics and animus matrices respectively. Any mech you kill has a chance at dropping Necramech parts, whether it be the engines, the capsule pod, the weapon pod, or the casing. You'll need all 4 to craft your own Necramech. You can kill Necramechs pretty easily, even solo. My preference is a Chroma with a radiation stropha. Build up a couple of attacks, then 1 heavy attack should be enough with Chroma's Wex armor and elemental ward keeping you alive and buffing your damage. Several alternatives exist like Octavia's Mallet, Gara's Splinter Storm, or a well-modded sniper like the Rubico, and many more. A couple things to remember: these mechs have an ability akin to Rhino's Iron Skin, so when you can't see their health and shields, just imagine you're removing Iron Skin and hit them. The critical points are their 2 arms and on their back. The advantage of going in a group is that you can rely on Necros' Desecrate, which works on these Necramechs. Necros alone will probably have a tough time with this fight. When you have downed a Necramech and he drops his loot, don't leave just yet. Look around for these vault rooms which require you to protect Lloyd as he activates 4 separate crystals. If Lloyd gets damaged too much, you can just heal him by hitting him with your amp. Then you need to hit these 4 reactive crystals based on the sequence shown on the door from top to bottom. You only have 3 tries at this, but you shouldn't need more than 2. When you open up the vault, you'll get tons of loot, and you'll usually get matrices as bounty rewards. Once you're done with 1 isolation vault, don't return to the Necralisk. To access tier 2 vaults, you need to seek Mother in one of her spawn points in the Cambion Drift. These have varied for me in that some of them don't provide an option to begin the 2nd tier of the isolation vault, so I usually just check all the Mothers until I find one of them that provides the next tier. This is the same for tier 2 and tier 3. Here's a map of all Mother spawn points. The isolation vaults also have secret rooms which you activate by finding reactive crystals somewhere within the vault. However, these rooms do not help towards farming Necramax or gaining Necraloid Syndicate standing. Before a recent hotfix, of course, you could farm Necramech parts by finding inactive Necramax somewhere in the Cambion Drift at one of these spawn points during fasts and let them die to get matrices and mech parts. Any Necramax that you can control will now not drop any loot. That's about it. Hope this helped you out. This is the Faceless Beanie, signing out.